End of suspense. A month after the second-round ballot, Pedro Castillo beat his right-wing populist rival with 50.12% of the vote. In Peru, the candidate of the radical left, Pedro Castillo was officially proclaimed the winner of the presidential election a month and a half after the poll. As his supporters celebrated his victory in the streets of Lima, the Peruvian capital, on Twitter, the newly elected president thanked voters, followed by a message of hope for the years to come. A candidate for the radical left, coming from education and new to politics, Pedro Castillo, was elected after the longest electoral count in the country's history since the 1980s and the opening up to democracy. His right-wing opponent, the ultra-liberal Keiko Fujimori, suspected fraud and had demanded the recount of the votes. At the end of the counting of 100% of the ballots, the ONPE, the national body of the electoral process, which organized the poll, gave Pedro Castillo the winner with 50.12% of the votes, against 49.87% in his vote. Rival. Shortly before the announcement of the final result, Keiko Fujimori, who had insinuated in early July that she would not recognize the victory of her competitor, did an about-face. I announce that by fulfilling my commitments, my commitment to all Peruvians, to the international community, I will recognize the results because it is what the law and the Constitution require that I have sworn to defend, she said at a press conference. Daughter of former President Alberto Fujimori, imprisoned for corruption and crimes against humanity, she will now also have to face justice. She is due to appear in the coming weeks for corruption in a case of alleged bribes received from the Brazilian company Odebrecht for her 2011 and 2016 election campaigns. Without presidential immunity, she now faces 30 years in prison.